Yes, the Honorable Prime Minister, he has offered to make a statement on a very important matter.
Mr.
Yes.
Speaker, sir,
Yes. Up by
honorable
Jai, don't
members
disturb the Prime Minister.
are aware of the current situation in Lebanon. Taking into account the concern that members may have on this score, I rise to apprise the House of the current situation and our responses to the evolving situation, especially the efforts made by us to aid and assist Indian nationals who have become victims of this escalating crisis in Lebanon. Sir, West Asia is our extended neighborhood, and tensions in that region affect our security and our vital interests. We are seriously concerned about the escalation of the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah extended across the Lebanon-Israel border. These developments have inflamed an already tense and delicate situation in this region. Sir, on July 12, India had condemned the abduction of 2 Israeli soldiers by the Hezbollah cadres and called for their immediate release. Simultaneously,
Please keep quiet. At least show respect to the Prime Minister of the country.
simultaneously, we had condemned.
Please
in
come back
the
quietly. You are
strongest
welcome.
possible
I am very
terms-
happy that you have come back.
Simultaneously, we had condemned in the strongest possible terms the excessive and disproportionate military retaliation by Israel. We had particularly expressed concern that the actions of the Israeli Defense Forces had resulted in the killing and suffering of innocent civilians, including women and children, that is likely to exacerbate the already tense situation. We also condemned the attacks that led to the death of 4 United Nations observers in Lebanon. India had also condemned the wholly unjustified arrest and continuing detention of ministers of the Palestinian National Authority and members of the Palestine Legislative Council. There can be no justification whatsoever for taking such action against the duly elected representatives of the Palestinian people. Sir, the virtual destruction of a country which has been painfully rebuilt after 2 decades of civil war can hardly be countenanced by any civilized state. In response to the appeal issued by the Government of Lebanon, I would like to inform the House that the Government of India has decided to contribute rupees 10 crores to the humanitarian and relief sector to rebuild Lebanon. In our view, there should be an immediate ceasefire so that the destruction of Lebanon is ended and humanitarian assistance could be provided. All sides must immediately halt the violence and give diplomacy a chance. Diplomacy to succeed should have a long-term solution that involves and addresses the legitimate concerns of all parties in the region, leading to a comprehensive and negotiated solution. Sir, the safety and welfare of Indian nationals who were residents in that country has been our foremost concern. On 17th July, anticipating a further deterioration in the security situation, an advisory was issued to all Indian nationals, particularly those living in southern Lebanon, to take suitable precautions regarding their personal safety. Consultations were initiated to work out solutions on how to facilitate the return of those of our nationals in Lebanon desirous of doing so. All Indian nationals have been advised to remain in contact with the Embassy of India in Beirut, who has been instructed to render necessary advice and updated information on the evolving situation. Since Beirut airport remained closed and the land route between Beirut and Damascus was unsecure, it was felt that the best way to evacuate Indian nationals was through Beirut port. 4 Indian Navy ships, INS Mumbai, INS Brahmaputra, INS Betwa, and INS Shakti, which were in the Red Sea, were redirected to Beirut to assist in the evacuation. The first evacuation effort was undertaken on 21st July 2006. 598 Indian nationals and as a humanitarian gesture, nationals from Nepal, Lebanon and Sri Lanka were evacuated by INS Mumbai from Beirut to Larnaca in Cyprus. From Larnaca, Air India arranged 2 aircraft to ferry the evacuated Indians to Mumbai and Chennai. A second evacuation out of Beirut was undertaken on 24th July. This comprised 887 people, including 784 Indians, 41 from Nepal, 57 from Sri Lanka, and 5 Lebanese nationals. All Indian nationals and nationals from Nepal and Sri Lanka were airlifted from Larnaca to India and have arrived safely. A third phase of evacuation was completed on 26 July, bringing the total number of those evacuated to 1,870, including 1,687 Indian nationals. Sir, it is our estimate that approximately 12,000 Indian nationals were in Lebanon at the time of the outbreak of hostilities. They are mostly semi-skilled and unskilled workers who are working in farms and factories. Of these, a large number have not indicated their desire to leave Lebanon. Some of them appear to have decided to stay back. Others may have been unable to reach Beirut because of the disruption in communication. We have so far received confirmation of the death of one Indian national in an airstrike on a glass factory in Bekaa Valley. Our embassy continues to function in Beirut and is in touch with various organizations and agencies with which Indian nationals were associated. For the time being, our naval vessels will continue to be in the region in case they are required to be used in the service of our nationals. Any further evacuation will be planned taking into account the ground situation in Lebanon. We also have a contingent of 672 Indian officers and soldiers as part of the United Nations peacekeeping forces in Lebanon. Our peacekeepers are safe, though currently confined to their barracks. Sir, I would like to place on record appreciation for the efforts of various ministries, departments and agencies of the government for the swift and successful manner in which they have responded to the task of helping our fellow citizens in distress. Thank you.